Okay, we're about to take the third flight of the MQX quadricopter. We just got out here a little while ago. It's the 11th of May, and it's about 9:48 a.m. There's nobody out here right now, and we did take one short flight, and we'll do another one right now, and see how this one goes. It's a little bit of breeze here, but not much. Try to keep it in relatively close so we can see it. Hope I got the camera set right. A little hard to get used to. Got to watch the white propellers are the front of it. Or the white rotors, I should say, theoretically, technically, and then the other way. But you can't get too far away or you can't tell which way you're going. Kind of fly it like a helicopter. You do kind of lose track of the direction. Now the wind is coming up pretty strong, but it seems to do all right. This is actually about the fourth time I've really flown it. We did a couple test flights in our garage at home, and it was a little small space there. And by the way, I did set exponential on here, and I also set the mid and low rates. Right now I have it in a low rate. I feel it's a little better to practice with. And initially I did have only one rate in, and that was a high rate. We'll switch to high rate in just a moment here. Like right now, we've just switched to high rate. It's a little bit more sensitive, but I do have a lot of expo in. I have 30 degrees expo in this high rate, and so that makes it a little better, but it will quite quickly on the rudder. Kind of a challenge for me to fly because of my eyesight, but as long as I keep it close in, I'm good. You do have to really watch those white blades and keep track of the way the blades are. I just lost the blade there for a moment as I was talking about it. The best thing to do when that happens is to set it down like I just did. And asthma's bothering me a little bit today. We'll try another takeoff here. Looks like we got 3 minutes and 24 seconds. I don't want to go too high with it yet because of the visibility of it. I don't want to get too far away from me. It times looks a little shaky. You really got to fly it with the rudder. I mean, you can fly it with the aileron, but of course you can do that. But it does lose, when you bank it, it does lose lift very quickly. Oh, wind is really coming up now. Comes up in bursts. It's a lot of wind shear right now. Wind is coming from the direction of the white props right now, from the lake. It's holding pretty good against the wind. I have to keep a little bit of forward in it, not a lot. One thing I do notice about it right away, it's fairly precise in landing if you really want to. I'm going to land it right on the carpeting here, I think. And so it lands pretty precisely if you really wanted to. I've got 1:44 yet, so we'll try a little more here. It's more or less just getting used to it. The fact that the propellers are not really protected, and you notice it does shake. I don't know what that shaking is actually caused from, if it's just the air that it's trying to straighten out against, or if there's some inherent problem in it, I don't know. I'm getting down to the last minute here, but we're gonna bring it back in and land it. Didn't land just where I wanted to that time. You got 55 seconds, so we'll run it through to the last second and see if I've got this battery timing set correctly. Now I don't hear any real shaking there, but seems when it gets up a little bit it does kind of shake around. Doesn't seem like the propellers are all running evenly. That might have something to do with the time. It's got 19 seconds today, the 11th of May. It's now about 10 a.m. Excuse me. We're going to take off at high rate. Let's see how it does against the wind here. See, it doesn't do bad. We'll keep it straight. Now we're using just aileron, basically. See how it does against with aileron. Against the wind. Still has that kind of shaking like. The thing that's hard to get used to here, you can't just cut the throttle back and leave it float like you can an AR drone. But when you cut the throttle back on here, of course it comes down, it does not land itself. It's kind of cool. I like it already. You have to concentrate to fly it, that I can tell. I'm not sure if I'm looking directly at it. Take it up here about 9-10 feet. Go up a little bit higher and see how it does against the wind. The side angle position. Looks like it does pretty good. I'll turn a little bit, turn a little bit toward the wind. Doesn't seem like that battery's got as much power. I have to hold more power in it to keep it up there. A lot more power than I did with the other last battery. Much more. Good. Well, not really. Not really, it just feels like it to me. I guess maybe the way I'm holding the radio. Got it sitting on my lap. I'm in a sitting position. Okay, let's see how it does here against this little bit of wind coming from the, not much, maybe 2 to 3 miles an hour, maybe 4. But it gusts up to maybe 5. You can see it's very quiet. You can barely hear it. I know everybody says, hey, why don't you do something more exciting with it? Well, because I'm a very cautious person in my old age. That's why. Oh, we look like we got a hawk up there ways. We won't be anywhere near him today, at least not with this. I'm getting up a little high there. A little higher than I wanted to be. Wind affects it more, of course, when you get up higher. I don't know if we're getting a good picture when I get in close here, so I'm going to try to get up out of my seat here for a moment and flying it standing up. See how we do on a spot landing here? Try to land in the middle of the carpeting. Ah, that's pretty good. We'll take off again from there. One thing you don't want to do with this, you don't want to take your eyes off it even for a moment. Seems weird that we don't have a camera aboard it, but I will later on. I will try, after I get more used to it, I will try to see if it will carry a camera's weight. Maybe it'll take the regular body off. That won't make it much lighter though, because that fuselage on there is extremely light. Probably doesn't weigh more than a gram anyway. But I don't want to put any kind of sticky stuff on there to hold the camera on. Might mount a camera underneath, a little piece of Velcro or something. I'm not sure. We'll see. I'll go toward my car so we can gauge what height I'm flying at right now. We're right now, I would estimate about 10 to 12 feet. There we're up a little higher, 14, 15 feet, but the wind is getting a little bit rough up there. It is getting kind of windy for this. Handles the wind really pretty good, for as light as it is. The wind is coming up pretty good now, so I'm going to take it over to land it. Even though the battery ain't down, I'm going to get it in this general area, so keep it down low. If I keep it down low, of course the wind isn't blowing as strong, and we can set her down pretty quick if a real gust comes through. That'd be the only thing I worry about, is it getting blown away on me. In the air, I think it'll handle it fine. But just like with an airplane, we don't like to fly any model if it starts blowing away while it's on the ground, and it means it's a little bit too windy to fly that particular model. That's my gauge, always has been. It's got a good long flight time on it. That's a 500 milliamp single cell battery that it uses, and this is the configuration we're flying it in now. I believe is the X configuration. It's the one that it comes with, but there's two different configurations you can fly it in. One, according to some of the people, is a little bit better as far as sensitivity. The other one you can do more. We're down to the last minute here, so we've been in the air this time about 7 minutes. I do hope we have this all on video. My video cameras have been kind of erratic, like especially this one I have on right now, number 1. Sometimes it works real well and other times it don't. Whoops, we got a little bit out of control that time. We'll take off again from here. Ah, that's a good picture right there. American flags in the background and the storm flag right next to it, I guess. The storm stadium behind us here. I mean in front of us. Okay, we're down to our last 10 seconds. So we're going to bring it down.